This is part 2 of the recording on preprocessing data. Again, I don't cover every slide that is in the module. That's why you have copies of them. So there's some information on, further information on dealing with dates and a couple other topics. I'll leave it to you to look at. But I wanted to discuss merging data sources. One of the things we commonly do is to combine different data sets together. And basically there are two ways in which we do this. One is we call concatenate data sets. That is, I have two data tables, they have the same columns, and I just want to append additional rows of data to the, say, the first sheet from the second. So we would call that joining. But another type of combining, which is more difficult, really, we want to merge new columns to an existing data table. So we assume there is some link between the records in one data table and the records in the second, and we want to append additional columns. In JMP, they simply call this joining data tables. Okay, so I'll put this on, get it to work on slideshow. Okay, and I'm going to illustrate this using a data table. You saw the repair data. And the repair data itself has a column that says failure mode code, but it's a number. It doesn't tell you exactly what failure modes are. Well, there's another data table that contains the actual identities or descriptions of these items. So what I'd like to do is join the two tables together. Okay, so this is actually quite easy to do in JMP. So we're going to go over to JMP, hopefully very soon, get it to work. There we go. Okay. So this is the data set repair. I'm going to actually close this and open a second data set. Get JMP to cooperate here. And I don't need the lapse time stuff open. I'm going to open up a data set referred to as repair data 2. The only difference is in this data set I've cleaned up the alphanumeric columns and standardized them. Okay. So we have repair data 2, and notice this column FM1, they're all basically, it's numeric data, but it's uninformative as to what the actual columns might be. Okay. And I have a second data set I'm going to open up called failure modes. And notice this has, by failure mode code, it tells you what column it's in. What I'd really like to do is merge the two data tables together because the actual failure mode data is of more interest. So I'm going to go to the repair 2 data sheet. Okay. Go to tables where we do table functions. Notice I can concatenate. Again, that's just adding additional rows without changing the columns. Joining actually operates on columns. I'm going to add more columns. So I open join. So it says repair data 2. Okay. And what do you want to join it with? I want to join it with failure modes. Okay. There are quite a few options here. You can actually play with them if you'd like to. I'm going to not pick too many of them. I want to keep it very simple. So what I want to do is do this by matching columns. I want to match FM1 with FM code. Okay. So basically what it's going to do is just join the two tables together. Okay, and they're going to do it by matching failure codes. There are options to drop multiples or non-matches. I'm careful about dropping non-matches because sometimes that can be very useful. In other words, are there some failure modes that don't match? Well, I'd like to know that. So basically, if you want to join data tables, you can try all of these various options. Since it generates a new data table, you don't have to worry about overwriting anything. And I could select the columns for the new table, but I'm going to just retain all the originals. Okay. So there's the table. Okay. The untitled table, and we've successfully done it. Okay. So that's basically calling merging data. And I just wanted to illustrate it because it is fairly common. So this was meant to be just a second attempt at looking at it. Again, the way you do this, okay, you go to Tables, Join, and then you follow the Join dialog. Jump will generate a new table. This one is called 23, and you'll notice, okay, there are 310 records. Okay. You may wonder why. Well, what happened is there are actually missing FM1 or failure mode 1 values. So let me go back and show you what else we could do. Okay. So once again, just to illustrate, I'll go to Tables, Join. I'm going to hit Recall. Ooh, can't locate it. What happened to failure modes? Okay. So let me go back if I accidentally closed it. Okay. Let me close some of the stuff that we don't need open. Go to Jump Home, and I'll open up failure modes. Okay. And now I want to join repair data 2 with failure modes. Okay. Again, I hit Recall. And notice Include non-matches. Okay. So I'm going to include any non-matches that occur. Now notice there are 516 records because notice there were missing values. That's why I say it's a good idea to include non-matches. That's important information. Okay. Okay. Cancel. And that actually is all I really wanted to cover in this section. This is a short one, but I just wanted to at